to record these meetings and send them out to our care management staff after the meeting. So they'll be able to watch the recording if they weren't able to attend this meeting to still learn more about the programs. So we have two presenters today. We have Sean from Bright Harbor, who will be discussing the R.E.A.L team program, along with Kristen from Hearts of Mercy, and she will be discussing the offerings that they provide to the community. So Sean, I will turn it over to you to talk about R.E.A.L team, and I will share my screen with the flyer.
Okay, perfect.
Can everyone see that? Great.
So this is the flyer that we put out. It kind of gives some brief blurbs about like what we're trying to accomplish. Down here is really the most important part of it, of where the harm reduction boxes are going to be. So I put up a list of the goals, and I think that's the next one, Caitlin, that you have.
Yeah.
This is the kind of the easiest way to go through it. I feel like this is how I've done all our in-services within the agency and whatnot. So the first goal is harm reduction. So throughout the county and on the flyers, the first 4 sites that we'll have it at, there'll be a lockbox that our code will be on it. It'll be on our website. We'll eventually put I believe the code is on the flyer. If it's not, it's got to be added. But the community will be able, free of charge, go up and get harm reduction supplies. So we're not doing needles. So there's no needle exchange, but there's hygiene packets in there. There's harm reduction packets in terms of like wound care, that type of thing. And it's free supplies. Plus there's contact information for our team. There'll be contact information for Hep C testing, HIV testing, that type of thing. I know for you guys at OPC, it's probably not going to have a large impact on your population, because one of the things we've talked about is there's, at least in Ocean County, there's not a large population of IV heroin users between 14 and 17, right? We're just not going to encounter a high, maybe if I was further up north, we might be looking at that. I think with your population, we're mainly going to be focused on probably alcohol, marijuana, that type of thing, right? We launched a team in October. No. And right now we have 19 participants and 16 of them are adolescents between 14 and 17. And we're mainly focusing on alcohol and cannabis so far from what we're seeing. So that I know the harm reduction doesn't have a whole lot to do directly with your population. Kind of the way that I look at harm reduction for the adolescent population is depending on what we're working with, keeping them out of gangs, right? Keeping them out of getting involved in criminal behavior, working with the schools if we need to see what we can do. Like we have a couple that we're in touch with the schools and trying to work on some of the behaviors in class that are causing some problems. And then also giving them a sense of purpose. So I'm sure some of you are aware of this, right? Vocational school, vocational services, a lot of times with the adolescents kind of get dangled around like the carrot. So we're trying to move kids towards that if that's what they're interested in and giving them a sense of purpose. We have multiple, I think 4 or 5 youth already that come in and volunteer at our food pantry and they love it. The kids love it. So that getting them involved with that type of thing as well to increase that. And then then they're around us. So trying to take a non-traditional approach of how we're engaging them with things. And then obviously part of that conversation is talking about substance use, reducing substance use, or, with an ultimate goal of ceasing. But in the beginning, we're just looking to try to get them to reduce. I'm sure you have people on your caseload, adolescents who are smoking marijuana. Having that conversation is not an easy conversation, right? A lot of them just kind of look at you and laugh at you. So we're trying to take, some different routes with that. Goal 2 is, some of it, the recovery cafe that it mentioned, that's going to be for 18 and older. I know you have some of the aging out population, so it might apply there. I think more what's going to apply is kind of the model. What we're trying to do is with that volunteering and the activities and the different things. I don't know how many are familiar with some of the stuff we're doing at the youth center, trying to engage the kids in some recreational activities too. So again, non-traditional. So they're not coming into an office, sitting across from a therapist. It's not a treatment program. It's a support program. So taking those non-traditional means, as an example, taking kids up to the youth center. We bought all kinds of weight equipment and stuff like that. So taking them up there and letting them exercise and do some different things. Some of these kids don't have access to be able to go to Planet Fitness or go to LA Fitness, whatever it may be. So trying to engage in some different ways to get them talking and feeling comfortable about some things. Um, there's other stuff in goal 2 that doesn't really apply about becoming a peer and all that type of thing. That's more for the 18 and older. The biggest part of this is speed of service. So if I were to get a referral from one of you, I would be in touch with that family within 24 hours, probably same day, more than likely same day. We're not a duplication of any services, right? So at one point I oversaw FCIU. Well, FCIU is a duplication of CMO. We're not a duplication of anything. So they can have CMO, they can have IIC, they can have a BA, they can have everything in the world, and we can still go out, right? Because the funding for this comes from the settlement with the pharmaceutical companies. So everything is free of charge. There's no billing involved, anything like that. So we don't get tangled up with anything. So we're able to move pretty quickly on things. It's also very low threshold to get into the unit. So we're not going to go out and the family doesn't have to do, or the adolescent doesn't have to do this long assessment. It's a conversation. We kind of figure out what the needs are through a conversational style, and we go from there, which is also appealing to the adolescents because they don't have to answer 50 questions, you know. And quite honestly, it's been very effective with the families too, and they seem to enjoy it because it's just, we're not asking 1,000 questions. We're just it's a back and forth. And I had 2 parents on Monday kind of remarked that it was nice to be able to just sit and talk instead of it feeling like they're getting interrogated. So that's a beneficial part of it as well. We do offer after-hour appointments. I don't have any structured after-hour. We just kind of work it as we need to. If somebody has to get seen at night, then we flex our schedules and we go out at night and do what we have to do. The next goal there is social determinants of health. So linking, in terms of the adolescent population, whatever we would need to link them to, whatever services it may be. We may encounter somebody where we might make the recommendation, if they're not already involved with you, to maybe go to perform care if it got to that level. So as I mentioned before, we're not a treatment program, we're support services, but my team is comprised of 2 fully licensed clinicians, 2 graduate school case managers, graduate level case managers, and then a CADC. So we do have highly qualified people on the team. It's just not, I guess, coded as a treatment program. It's support services, but we have quite a bit of capabilities within the team itself. In terms of the social determinants, it could be a range of different things, getting them food, getting them clothing. I'll talk more about how we engage the family in a little bit. But if I'm meeting with the adolescent and mom and dad need something, we're going to link that too, right? So with the parents the other day when I went out, the mom's already been linked to individual therapy. The father declined any services, but we'll support him within the team itself, and then we'll meet separately with the adolescent. So we're engaging 3 members of the family separately within one team, which is kind of unique as well. The last goal there is we could go out and provide education, that type of thing, to the family, suggestions, more of in like a peer type of capacity. Everyone on the team has lived experience with substance use. So that was a big component in putting the team together. So everybody on the team is either in recovery themselves or have had significant experience with family members, friends, whatever it may be. So being able to work directly, and that's my favorite part of the team is there's 5 members of the team. I can split off different ways to address. Maybe mom's having some struggles. We do have a case where mom has substance use and the adolescent has substance use. So we're engaging them simultaneously, separately, with separate staff, with the ultimate goal of bringing them together. So I know I went fast there. I know I was on a time limit, so I talked fast to begin with. I figured I'd leave it open to questions and see if I can answer any.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions for Sean? I had a question that came to mind as you were doing your presentation. What does it kind of look like for a youth who is enrolled in this program, like on a week-to-week basis? Is it like a once-a-week individual meeting and then maybe some groups, or what does that look like?
It'll be a mixture. So for some kids, it's 1-to-1, and that's all they want. So one staff member goes out, sees them. For some, they're seen 3 times a week. So I might see them early in the week. Another case manager might see them later in the week, and they might come in one day to volunteer. In fact, two of our youth do that, where they're seen twice a week. One time they come in and talk to somebody at the office. One time we go out to the house, and then one time they come in and just volunteer. So it'll depend on the case, whatever the case requires. We also have a young man right now where the mother desperately wanted him to talk to somebody. What he would agree to was twice a month. So we go out twice a month and talk to him at the house. I do prefer the team to go into the home because then we understand the family dynamic, we understand the environment and what's actually occurring.
Definitely. And that just
Yeah.
totally like jumps over any like transportation barriers that the family
Yep.
might have, or and then I also wanted to inquire, do you guys provide any services like bilingual staff that you have
So
for Spanish speaking families?
I have bilingual staff in the building, right? So that I can attach them to Real Team if I need to. We would also use, we have, Marty translation services, that type of thing. So we would also use that. I'm not a big fan of the translation just because I feel like it acts as a barrier to engagement. But at that point, we look at different resources, right? And when I say different resources, I don't mean necessarily outside of the agency. I will look at staff that I have within the agency and see if we can attach them and better engage the family. So that would really be done by a case basis, what best matches that case.
Awesome. I mean, it's very, very individualized, which
Yeah.
I think is great, especially for this population. Everyone's needs are different. So,
Yeah, I think the beauty of it is that because we don't get hung up with billing and all the different rules and all the different barriers, and if you have this, you can't have that. It just allows us to move very swiftly and very quickly. Also, it's not so somebody's not going to be discharged because they skip an appointment or because they miss 2 appointments. And if we do lose contact with somebody, say, and they call us back in 2 months, it's not like you get put on a wait list. We're going to come right back out. So a huge thrust of the team is to remove the traditional barriers that either have people wait for treatment or for support or kick them out of it. Right. So trying to really engage and meet at a different level.
that's great. That's great. Any other questions for Sean that anyone had? Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I
Yeah.
have the referral form as well
Yeah.
in that packet that you sent me. So
Yeah.
I will, along with the recording, I will send that attachment as well. And then for the referral form, do you have any like preferences on how that's sent? Fax, email?
You could just email it to the real team, the real email at the top of the page. If case managers have questions, you can give out my direct line number too. They can just call me and run it past me. And I've worked with CMO a lot with FCIU, so if you're not sure, call, and if we can be helpful, we will be.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course, of course.
Thank you. And feel free to hang on, jump off, whatever works for you.
I'm gonna jump off, but I appreciate your time, and I'm sorry if I talk fast, guys. Public speaking is a fear of mine, so I'm glad I got through it.
No, you did great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. Happy holidays to everybody.
Too.
Thanks.
So now we will turn it over to Kristen from Hearts of Mercy to share the programs that they provide to the community. And you could feel free, Kristen, to share your screen if needed. Oh, you're muted. Hold on. Oh, there you go.
And you can see me, right? Somehow I
Yes.
couldn't get you on my laptop. I don't know why. It's never happened. But hello, everyone. My name is Kristen. I'm the founder of Hearts of Mercy. We are a very, very small, very intimate nonprofit. We are in a very big growing stage right now. The volunteers are pouring in. What we do is we offer one-on-one private tutoring 2 days a week. It's Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 5. And we keep the kids with the tutor. They get to know each other. We also have an art program, and that is free to any student that is qualified. So we offer like I said, tutoring, one-on-one tutoring, and all of our volunteers are retired teachers, so they're very qualified, and they bring in a lot of their own gear, and it's just amazing when you see what is happening in our small office. And we're, like I said, we're growing. We have an art program that is every other Friday from 4 to 5, and we have certified art teachers that come and volunteer their time. We also have one-on-one music lessons. We have guitar, piano, and violin lessons. And the amazing thing that makes us so intimate is we really um, we really build strong relationships. So once a family steps into our office, we never lose connection. So we have the same student in sports. We sponsor them in sports. We have a summer camp. We have a summer 1 week camp from Monday through Friday, and we offer, again, all of those aspects of art, music, acting. We have guest speakers often that come in. So we are like I said, very small, but we are ready to take on more students. We're so ready. So do you have any questions for me? I would love to show you more. Perhaps next time I could do another presentation and get my laptop working, and I can show you more of our, I can show you what we have. Everything has been donated, and like I said, we're so small. We are a grassroots, and we're run all by volunteers, myself also. So we're really run by the heart, and we would love to just get more of your students. Last year, last summer, we did have a few of your students, so I feel really good building a stronger relationship with you and all your caseworkers so we can get to know each other. And one question I do have is I would love to learn more about how we could sign a waiver. Like there's a family, a big family that didn't have the internet connection, they didn't have Wi-Fi, and they don't have transportation. And we would love to really sign a waiver and partner with you and help this family in Barnegat. And I want to know how we can do that.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about like individual situations, you could always shoot me and Katie an email. We could always
Okay.
assist with that. The individual care manager will be able to provide a copy of our waiver that we
Okay.
have that allows us to speak with um, different providers in the community. So the individual care
Wonderful.
manager would be able to have that for the family.
Oh, Caitlin, thank you. Yeah, because like I said, we are so small that we really stay on top of the family. If they ever need anything, they call us. And this family that I'm speaking of, I will let you know who they are, with a separate email or a phone call, because they're going through some tough times right now. And Target called us and they'd like to sponsor a few families. So one of your families we're going to sponsor, and they're going to all get some gifts for Christmas.
That's amazing.
So
That's
I really,
amazing.
yeah, and I think that family just needs more assistance. And we're right here ready. So I would love to meet with you and maybe get all their children into our tutoring program. And they probably need transportation, which we have offered transportation in the past. So we'd love to work with you with that one family right now.
Okay, great. And then I'm aware, but I just for everyone on the call wanted to just inquire like where you guys are located in the county.
Oh, yes, yes. We're in Ocean County on Route 9 in Manahawkin. So the majority of our students come from Manahawkin, Stafford, Barnegat. We have some from Waretown, but we really have helped families, children from Toms River all the way down to Little Egg Harbor. So we're just a hands-on frontline, very, very small company. And I think what makes us so different is we don't have a bureaucracy. We don't have levels and levels. It is just about 20 of us right now volunteering, and we are right there whenever's needed, whatever and whenever we are needed for a certain family. So like I said, I would love for you all to send more of your students to all of our programs, and they could be in every one of our programs, from art, music, tutoring. We're expanding our mentoring, one-on-one mentoring, which we do after tutoring. We put in a pizza, and the kids stay after, and they spend just one-on-one time, whether it's a male or female. And some of the kids learned how to play the guitar, they learned how to play checkers, and it's just more, we're really family, like a family to these students. So we're in Manahawkin on Route 9.
That's great, especially because sometimes we notice that the southern part of the county is a little bit lacking in some of the services.
Mm.
So this is really great to
Oh,
have for those
yes.
families.
Yes.
Um,
Can I just show you? I wish I had my laptop, but here is just some of our art. Like we do art, and these kids, it's amazing. We have volunteers from Ocean County Artists Guild, and they come in certified, and you can see the paintings that children do, all ages from kindergarten
wow.
up. And this is what kind of a class. They are very certified classes. And we made these with the children, and it's free. So we really want these children's. Our mission is really to change their lives and to be the family. Many of them don't have a father figure, and so we want to be that, parent that to give them more guidance, and we connect with the entire family, and we do have interpreters, so we can take any Spanish. We even have French. We can take just about anyone, and we're ready to expand. Our Tuesday and Thursday class is pretty full right now, but we have a waiting list for students, and we have plenty of volunteers. So we are ready to hopefully soon start the tutoring on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Awesome.
So we are
And
ready to get referrals from each one of you. But
great.
how many do you have down by us? Do you have some families? I'm sure you do.
Oh, yes, we serve all of Ocean County. We have a lot of youth that we serve in Southern Ocean as well. We're serving over 1,000 families now. I'm not sure what the town
Oh,
breakdown is, but we definitely serve a lot in Southern Ocean. And then if a family is interested in applying for any of the programs, are those applications on your website?
they sure are. Uh-huh. The summer sports program is not yet, but the art and the tutoring, absolutely, they're on our website. And I'm just wondering, could we ever arrange a date that some of your caseworkers, and we'd love to meet you, Caitlin, in person. Could we ever just have lunch at our office and invite some of you that do have clients
Oh, that
in?
would be amazing. Anytime
I
that
want you to
lunch
come and
is
see. I would love for
involved.
you to come and see our place and come meet all of our tutors. Could we arrange that?
Yes, definitely. That's something that we could also talk about offline, but I really appreciate that. It's really great to get to know the programs in
Oh,
person and not virtually. So um,
yes.
definitely. And then I did just want to let everyone on the call know that Kristen often sends us flyers for these programs. They're all on Ocean Resource Net and they're all in our weekly newsletter.
Uh,
So if you ever have any questions or anything, or you're looking for a specific flyer,
yes.
they're usually on our resource net or in our newsletter. So just a reminder.
Yes,
Um,
Caitlin, thank you. Just keep in mind, everyone, if any of you want to give me a call, if you want to speak to one of our tutors, if you want to speak to any of us, we are, like I said, very small, and Caitlin can give you my cell phone number, and you are welcome to call me. I would love for you just to learn more and more about us and connect with more of your families.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the passion and all the services that you're providing, all of Ocean County, but specifically Southern. That's really great. Any other questions for Kristen?
I do have a question. I just wanted to see if there was a referral form, especially for the tutoring opportunities or some of the programs. I believe you said there was a wait list, Kristen. Is there any formal way for us to make those referrals? Is that on your website, maybe?
Well, actually, anyone can just sign up on our website. I mean, Caitlin, is there anything that you need to do on your half for a referral from one of your employees?
No, no, that's totally individualized, all of our
Okay.
services. So it's totally up to the care manager and the family if they feel like this would be a good resource to provide.
Yeah.
And I have noticed that all of the applications are on the your website.
Yeah. So Jessica, just if you have any questions, call me anytime. And yes, you and the families or the families themselves are welcome to go onto our website and fill out the form, and we will just immediately call them and get them signed up for tutoring. And it's private one-on-one tutoring, and they have the same tutor, and it's really beautiful to see the relationships that they build. And then, like I said, Jessica, they can move on to our music program and our art program, and they can have everything we offer.
Amazing. Thank you.
Any other
I
questions?
I had a quick question too.
Yes.
Is there a specific age range, or is it just all of elementary school or high school? What do you share for?
No, we will take anyone. There was a time after COVID, we lost quite a few of our volunteers. So we kind of cut off the high school, but we now have high school coming back to us. So any age. And we are hoping to start a math program because so many students are struggling in math with middle school and high school. And we have a teacher that just joined us recently, and she just retired, and she is a math specialist. So we will take all age of students.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question regarding
Yes.
transportation. I have a youth that I have in mind for the art program. She's in
Oh.
Beechwood. Is there transportation that could be provided from you guys, or
You know, that's a tough call. I'm just wondering if your organization is so much bigger than ours, could we ever work out, we did get payment, thankfully, thank you so much. One of your students, one of your clients came to our summer camp and we received the payment to cover her spot. So, is there any way, Caitlin, we could really sit down and have a talk about transportation and how we could do something together?
Yeah, we have our own kind of system that we do with flex funds. So sometimes we do provide Uber gift cards as long as the plan is sustainable and the family is comfortable with that, with the use, utilizing that. So that's again something that we could discuss offline. And Mabel, if you have any questions, you could feel free to reach
Oh,
out to Katie and I as well.
yes, Mabel, I would love to have your family. Our classes again, it's this Friday and it's amazing what they're going to make. So I would love to have your students. But again, you're much bigger than us and you have more funding and more grants and we're run right now. We are only based with, personal and business funding and so we're not at near the level you're at. So maybe let's try and get your family here this Friday at 4 o'clock.
thank you, thank you.
Any other questions for Kristen? All right. Well, thank you all so much. I sincerely appreciate it, especially during busy December hopping on.
Yes, thank
Um,
you.
and
Thank you.
Kristen, I have all of your flyers and all of that, and I'll link your website with the applications in the email that I'll be sending out to our staff.
Okay, and I look forward to connecting with many of you and having your families join us. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, everyone. Have a great day.